Hi everybody, it's Marcus Collins from MA Properties. In this video we're going to give you an overview of the MA Properties app. Lots of useful information on there, a lot of it mimicking what we have on our website, so you can look at it on the website or you can look at it on the app. But we've also got some features which are specifically tailored to our buyers and our sellers. So I'll give you an overview of that as well. So let's show you the app. As you can see, here it is. I'll blow it and make it a little bit larger. There you go. There's our app. Three main sections to the home page. We've got our featured properties at the top, showing you the properties we currently have on the market, upcoming masterclasses, and then 6 buttons, if you will, where you can access different pieces of information. So if we go to buying, for example, here's the buying experience. If you need to sell first, you can go to the selling page, as well as that search for home, but then lots of useful information about the buying process. As well as that, we have a very similar one for selling. As well as that, what we like to do is, as you know, we're a data-driven organization, lots of statistical information. And so what we have on there is all of our stats. And if those of you who've listened to our market updates and that, you will see lots of graphs, like for example the inventory levels, absorption rates, and the sales distribution, and so on. So you have access to all of that information here for about 50 different towns. We're adding them all the time. We have all of the towns in the immediate vicinity of the Lexington area, so all of the towns around there. So about 50 in total, so lots and lots of information there. Information about communities. As well as that, something we've been rolling out in the last couple of weeks is our video library. And I wanted to highlight one set of videos on here which would be very beneficial, specifically around for sellers. Selling Essentials. Danny's been doing lots of different videos. I'll show you them here. Organized all around selling, organized into general, preparing for sale, on the market, and then under agreement to close. So taking you through that whole process. Underneath here, there are lots of videos. Let me just go to the general one first of all. 38 episodes in that general section. We've organized it a little bit like a Netflix or an Amazon Prime, where you have shows and seasons and so on. So this is the general season, in which there are 38 videos, 38 episodes. You can see them in any order. There's no, you don't have to worry about the order that is. But who does my agent represent? What is dual agency? The value of a thorough market analysis, and so on. So lots and lots of useful information there. So I thought I would highlight that. Now, what I also wanted to show is information that we have that is tailored for our buyers and our sellers, and it's the so-called dashboard. If you hear us talk about the dashboard, here it is. So bottom of the screen there, you can see our dashboard. We've organized this into listing and buying. So as somebody lists with us, as somebody uses us to help them buy a home, so we create a dashboard specifically for them. You can only see yours. There's some security behind there, so you can only see your dashboard. But what I thought I would do is show you some of the features of that dashboard, because it's a great communication mechanism, so you can know exactly what's going on when. But as well as that, there's lots of useful information. So I'll use this property. We actually sold this at the end of last year, in fact. 3 phases: pre-listing, on-market, accepted offer, kind of taking us through what do you do before we come on the market, then on the market, and then what happens when you get an accepted offer, all the way through the closing. Pre-listing has got all those key dates. When is the 3D tour and the photography scheduled? When is the staging scheduled? When have you have that pre-staging, consultation, and so on. So all of primarily date-based, just to show you when those key dates are actually going to be. Then when we go to the on-market phase, we have information about open houses that we may have held. Every time we have an open house, how many people came, some notes around what the feedback was from that open house, and so on. But underneath that, we've got statistics about how many times the digital media, 3D tour, video, if I can show you that here, floor plans, videos, brochures, and how many times people viewed the website, because every listing we bring on the market, we have a dedicated website. So this gives us information about how many times that digital media is accessed. And it's quite interesting when you look at this, because we can glean a lot from this information. So we've had this rolled out now for about 12 months. The shape that you see here in terms of the number of views of that 3D tour in this case is very, very common across listings. And what's happening here is, to some extent, a consequence of COVID. Potential buyers are spending a lot of time looking at the digital media for a home. As soon as it comes on the market, they'll go to the website, they'll go to the 3D tour, the video, and so on. They're spending a huge amount of time looking at that home to see if it's worth going to see. That's the key thing. Is it worth my while making a private showing to go view that property? And you can see that here in November 12th and 13. That's when everybody was looking at those assets, the Thursday and the Friday in this case. Now over the weekend that drops off. People have decided either this house works for them or it doesn't, of course, or yes, it works, so now I'm physically going to go and see it. And that's why it drops off on a Saturday and a Sunday. Now, come Monday, as people are beginning to think about writing an offer, some of those people who went to private showings anyway, so the number of views of these digital media creeps up again. As people looking at it finally now, ready to make that decision. What was the closets like in the second floor? How big was the master bathroom? All of those kind of questions. They'll go to that 3D tour to answer those questions, to understand exactly what they're writing an offer on. So the shape of that's very common across properties. Also, we can glean a lot from the number of different views of these assets too. It's a great correlation between how many times they're viewed and how many private showings you get, and then how many offers you get. I want to add that this is also across all of the different portals. Irrespective of where they view the 3D tour, Zillow, Redfin, wherever it may be, we're capturing all of that information. So the views are kind of across all those different portals. Once we've got an accepted offer, it goes back to a more date-driven system where we're kind of keeping track of who attorneys are, what are key dates for mortgage contingency, and so on. So all of that information is there, kind of one-stop shop for you to get everything that's going on about in this case, the listing transaction. We do the same for the buying. It's simpler, of course, because you're really only going from accepted offer to close. And there we go. Here it is. Here's the home we put under agreement last year. There's all that information about, as well as some notes that the buyer's agent may be putting in there in terms of how that buy is moving forward. So I wanted to show you that. The app, we've had it going probably about 12 months. Lots of different releases coming into it too. So we're always releasing new features in it. So that's the MA Properties app. I'll put it back to the home screen. There we go. There it is there. Lots of useful information there. On Android and iOS, so whatever platform your mobile phone's on, the app will work on that. We're always rolling out new features. We'd love your feedback on it. If you have anything you'd like to see that you don't see on there, please let us know. We'll see if we can't get it into a release moving forward. So thank you for watching this video and getting an understanding of the MA Properties Online app. Bye.